I spent a good 15-20 minutes trying to set up this blue backdrop. It's my blanket taped in front of my closet. I may make horrible videos, but at least appreciate the effort I put into it. Shit, this is gonna fall halfway through and I'm scared. I spent way too long on this. Alright, so that means I'm gonna make this video quick before this, collapses quicker than my dreams. Hey guys, it's Ajinx and I'm back with another video for you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how the fandom changed my life personally. I'm so scared that thing's gonna fall down. I just spent like 30 minutes like cleaning up my room to like get a tripod set up. The tripod being my couch, a $20 light, and the phone is pressed up behind a Rocket and Lila pop figure to like keep it straight. Oh, Jesus. So I really only joined the fandom at like the beginning of winter in like the year of 2018. So just about like 6-ish months ago. So like half a year, honestly. And it has been such a spectacular change of what my normal every like day-to-day life has been to how it is now. To begin, I'm going to be telling you what I kind of was like before I joined the fandom a few months ago. The best way to start it off is I actually first found out about the fandom was from the CSI episode that a lot of furries know about, which made us look absolutely horrible. If you don't know about it, I'll say Google it, but don't. You're gonna regret it because it's a horrible stereotype, and it's like a super bad episode of CSI, so it's just a waste of time all around. But that's the first time I ever heard what a furry was. And me being like 14, I was like, what the hell? What is this? So I started Googling it. Don't ask me why. I have no idea because they were doing some freaky stuff on that show. And I was like, yippity-doo, let's look at this and see what it's like. So I sounded like a creep on this. So the first thing I ever saw, I think was like, all like fursuits, which that really got my interest. I started like looking at them like, oh, they're actually kind of cute. From there, I saw some artwork. First thing I ever saw was like Not Safe for Work, which was kind of like, oh god, I shouldn't be seeing this. So I went back to the fursuits, and I believe it was like Telephone, because Telephone's pretty much like the head of the fandom at this point, because everyone knows Telephone. At least in the fandom, a lot of people outside the fandom even know about her. And from there, that just really escalated it into looking at like artwork, reading stories. Yes, there are stories, and just really watching YouTube videos. But this kind of was like a small thing in my life. Didn't really do much about it. Kind of like, I don't know, just had like free, it was like looking up YouTube. It was just something simple. But as time went on, I was like 15, 16, got into high school. I guess I've had an easy childhood. Always been like middle class. I have like hair stuck in my nose in the fursuit, and it's annoying. Hi, Mom. No, you can come in though. Hi, making a YouTube video. Yeah, you don't have to whisper though. I'm gonna like edit this out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Oh yeah, everyone loves you, by the way. He loves you and Dad on YouTube.
Who does?
Pretty much everyone. I've had like 5,000 people look up the video of like you guys reacting to me, and everyone's like, "Oh, we need more people like them in our lives." Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we support you. We love you.
Yeah.
You're so handsome.
I am not handsome. Look at this.
You are. You're gorgeous. Oh, look at I love you.
I forgot where it was. My mom just walked in my room. So I've lived a pretty like average life. I live in like middle class household. I have nice, loving, supportive parents. I have like an older brother who's kind of there. Yeah, really, my life only started changing like junior, senior year of high school. From that point, I kind of had a lot of friends. I was like, I hate saying this because it's super shallow, but I was a popular kid, but I didn't really have too many friends. I think I've mentioned my like other videos before. Like I was class president like 4 years in a row. So I was like kind of well known in my school. I pretty much worked like on a daily basis with the administrators. I helped hire teachers, set up like all the big events in my school. And even like despite that, I had really only like a handful of friends. I remember actually my junior year, I had like a select like 4 or 5 like best friends. And this was once I started really embracing like LGBT life. They were pretty much all hardcore gay, and actually two of the girls were straight, so it was like pretty much all gay guys and two straight girls, and me, the mess that I didn't know who I was at the time. So we were all really hanging out, kind of. Really, this was probably lasted for like half a year, and I noticed they were not really the best type of people for me because they were kind of destructive. They weren't really kind people. I kind of left them behind, save for like one or two of them who are like still close friends of mine. One of them is actually like still like my school best friend. Once I kind of left them, I didn't really have anyone to really hang out with or talk to. I really just kind of stayed home, watched YouTube, play video games, get homework done, and go to work. I didn't really do much. I was kind of like a loner. Didn't really do much. So that was probably lasted again for like another half year, almost until like my senior year. And I don't know. I don't want to say I was in a dark place, but I don't know. I just really wanted to go away from home. I just wanted to like get out of here, graduate, and like really progress my life because I was kind of at a standstill. Wow, that took a dark turn, I guess. But yeah, so at this point, I was like, okay, not really enjoying myself too much. Just wait a few years until I go to college and I can move away. But a big change in my life happened. Take a guess. Yeah, I got a car. No, I'm joking. That was a stupid joke, like all of mine jokes. Big change started happening, which stemmed from my first ever outing at like a furry event. This happened actually my sophomore year. It was to see Zootopia in a private screening. I went to that screening. I talked to no one because I knew no one, and at that point I was like 15, 16, I think. I don't remember when Zootopia came out. But I only really talked to like an adult of one of the furries there that was like super young, who I'll get into in a little bit. Big part of the story. So that night was cool. First ever furry event. First time I ever saw First time I ever saw. That's a hard sentence. First time I ever saw a fursuit, and yeah, that was really about it. Not much happened from there. I just kind of took like, oh cool, that was a cool experience. Bye guys, and left pretty much everyone. Because like no one talked to me. I didn't know anyone. I was kind of there, irrelevant. So a few months went by, actually a year or so went by. Now I'm in the end of my junior year. I went to Rhode Island Comic-Con, and I cosplayed as Jack Frost, because I am a pale white boy with blue eyes, blonde hair. So why not go as Jack Frost? I actually did it pretty good. And I know I'm great. Yeah, at this event, I've been following the group called Rhode Island Furs on Facebook since like the Zootopia event. So probably like half a year or so, just kind of like stalking the group from the shadows. And I saw the leader was going to be like passing out badges at the con. Yeah, the Rhode Island Comic Con. And he was with like a Nick Wilde fursuiter. So I was like, cool, this will be a good excuse to introduce myself to people now that I want to start introducing myself to people. That was a cool sentence. So yeah, I met up with them at Rhode Island Comic Con, talked for a few minutes. They started talking about how bowls were a thing, and then from there you could kind of do your own thing, meet up with people. So at that point, I was like, okay, cool, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm going to commit. I'm going to do this. I have to meet up with them. I've been wanting to meet furries for the longest time now. So I think like a month or two after the Comic-Con, there was like the 73rd annual Fur Bowl. There's like one bowl a month. And I went there, horrified, didn't know what to do. I was a wreck. I was nervous. I was shy. I knew absolutely no one. And on top of it, I was like the youngest person there almost. So I was like, great, this is wonderful. I don't draw. I don't have a suit. I know no one. This is gonna be great. So I went to the bowl, and I like paid to like start bowling, and I was there like small talking-ish, some people kind of like on the outskirts of a conversation, just kind of more listening than anything because no one wanted to talk to me. Wow, that sounds great. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna bowl tonight. That's the best part of my night. Then from there, as soon as I stopped bowling, which was probably like an hour into the night, I really wasn't actually gonna come back at that point. I was thinking about leaving early because I really wasn't enjoying myself. I wasn't meeting people. I was just really looking at fursuits, and that's it. So I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, oh, cool, this was not at all what I thought it would be. What a fun experience. Yeah, go. But probably the biggest change happened. Someone actually introduced themselves to me. And then from there, they introduced me to other people. And other people, and other people. So now I actually knew furries in the fandom. And I could talk to them and start being their friends. That really doesn't sound like a big thing, like, oh, cool, you made friends, how hard is that? But me, I was, like I said, I didn't really know anyone there, so I didn't have, like, a step in the door for someone to introduce me. It was just a complete stranger that was, like, super cool and was like, hey, you're new here, right? Oh, let me introduce you to some people. Then from there, I actually got a group of friends from it. And ever since that point, it just started getting, like, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, where I started getting closer to people. I started making, like, best friends. And really getting to know not just like the people themselves, but the fandom. And at that point, I started going to like art jams where like I think it's like roughly like 12 people. We'd all just meet up and do art. Me, not knowing how to do art, would just kind of watch everyone do art. But even then, I would just start meeting all these new people. That's probably step one of how the fandom changed me. I started making really my best friends at this point. Pretty much all of my best friends now are like over 20 and are like kind of like adults where I'm like, okay, cool, I'm 18, just become an adult or became an adult, cool. But yeah, now I have like a group of best friends. The lady that I talked to, if you remember from the Zootopia screening, she is actually my cousin and her daughter is my cousin, which I found out through the Furry Fandom, which is super cool. Hi, Jordan. Not sure if you're watching this. Hope you're not, because this is horrible. So yeah, now like I have tons of best friends in the fandom. Step 2, I guess. This is an awkward cutaway. This is all like coming off the top of my head. I've traveled so much more since becoming a furry. I know when I first got my license at the ripe old age of 17, my only anxiety was driving. I didn't like driving. I got nothing from it. I just wanted people to drive me everywhere. But now I need to start driving to events without my parents really like following me. I was like, okay, I need to start driving by myself. So, ever since that point, I have no more fears about driving. I've never gotten a ticket. I've only been in one accident, which was someone else's fault, actually. Got T-boned in the truck. I'm okay, the truck's okay. And I have driven as far as like Massachusetts. That's one state away, still like an hour away. I've driven all across New England. Pretty much the furthest I ever went was like to New York State, which is like 6 hours away from me in Rhode Island. But yeah, I have actually I'm going to Philadelphia. I'm going to Arizona in a few months. I have gone to, I can't remember where MFF is. Illinois. I've gone to Illinois. I'm pretty much traveling some parts of the U.S. just to go to conventions to meet people and really explore the world, which I think is really cool. Not good on my wallet, but it's totally worth it. Yeah, actually, speaking of wallets, the biggest change has definitely been my wallet. I have learned to save money. And most people that have a job, I actually have 2 jobs now. Most people that get a job at my age just kind of spend it. I am learning to actually save up my money and then spend it all at once on like trains, planes, automobiles. It's like go to conventions, so I'm saving up for actually like worthwhile things, not just like new shoes, new shirts, new jacket. So I'm actually learning how to save. That's a fun one. I learned how to save money and be an adult. Oh yeah, step 4. I learned how to be an adult by like traveling across like the US by myself. How to save money, how to drive a car. I pretty much became an adult from buying fursuits and going to furry conventions, which is a weird thought to have. From that point, I'm losing the track of steps I have. I'm just really talking at this point. One of the biggest changes, actually, I think I could totally credit to the fandom, is that I selected my college based off of a reference from my Fursuitmaker. Hi Brittany, hope you're not watching this. I hope no one watches this. That's not true. I wouldn't be making them otherwise. I want to entertain. Anyway. Yeah, I'm actually going to Ithaca College in New York now because one of my friends recommended it to me. Which is a weird thought to me. I'm going to college because a furry recommended it, and I love that college. It was the college for me. So now, oh yeah, that leads to my other one. I am pretty much basing my career off of, I want to become a writer. And I learned writing through writing, oh god, this is cringy. Through writing like furry stuff on like, just like random websites, like Furfinity or whatever. And from there, I've actually been able to make my own stories, make my own worlds, improve, like focus on the English department in my school. Oh god, I am furry trash, and I hate that word. Based off my career, my future, yeah, my two big things are because I'm a furry. Another major factor is I have been able to actually explore my sexuality through the furry fandom. Before, really in high school, I was kind of a mess. I didn't really know who I was attracted to, what I was attracted to. I was just kind of there and like, cool, I don't see anything as attractive because I don't understand anything. Now I'm pansexual, so pretty much bisexual, but with more like inclusiveness to it from my understanding. I don't know, I'm pansexual, bisexual, I'm into all people, so... God, I actually like did a TED talk on LGBT stuff, and I'm still a mess about it. But yeah, like now I've learned that I'm open to everyone and not everything, because that's no, into all humans. It really is just based off of personality, and I really wouldn't have found out about that outside of the fandom. And let me explain myself actually. Through the furry fandom, it is one of the most diverse groups you could ever ask for. It's not just like white people, black people, Hispanic people, it's all types of races. From there you have all types of genders, male, female, non-binary, etc., transgender, everyone. Sexualities, you have straight, gay, bi, pan, asexual, and like pretty much everything under the sun and any flag you could think of, there's someone included in the fandom. And through this really diverse nature, I was actually able to talk to people, understand the world on like a social basis through knowing people in the fandom. And I know a lot of people are gonna like ridicule that and be like, oh, of course you have, they're all gay. Yeah, most of them actually are gay or a form of being like LGBT. And it's really a wonderful thing to think about, seeing that you could have so many united people all being unified under dressing up and liking stuff as animals. Aminals. Yeah, I don't know. That really just blows my mind every day I think about that. So yeah, the biggest parts of my life that have changed have been I've made friends, I have traveled a lot of the US, I have peaked in high school. that's another big thing. And I have pretty much made a career, going to make a career. I made a college based off of decisions I made in the fandom. And it's really the shiniest part of my life where I would never want to give it up. Yeah, I don't know. This is a major part of my life now where all my friends are furries. I am going to all these different conventions all across the US where it's really changed me as a person. It's made me more mature. I've actually gotten so much better at speaking and using body language when I talk, because in suit, obviously if I do this, you don't know if I'm smiling, if I'm frowning, if I'm flipping you off. You don't know that, so you gotta be way more direct. Like if I'm smiling, you gotta do someone big. If I'm sad, you gotta kind of like cover your face. If you're flipping someone off, flip them off. yeah, I don't know, it's been a gigantic roller coaster of a beautiful mess that I couldn't have asked better for. I didn't mean to go super in depth, but I did because it's a big topic. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun blah 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 stuff. You can find me on like Instagram, Twitter, Telegram. That's all in the descriptions. Yeah, other than that, how has the fandom changed your guys' life? And gals and thems? Really, feel free to say. I love talking to you guys. This is the reason why I do this. I like talking to people, and I like trying to entertain. Thank you for making it this long if you watched it this far. I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, peace guys.